We often treat joy as a reward for success. But what if joy is actually the fuel that helps us succeed? What if delight is not accidental, but intentional?
Hello, my name is Lucy Macridis, and I am voiced by Lucy, your go-to voice for impactful storytelling and dynamic delivery.
Hi, this is Lucy, your clarity coach, and this is Tuesday Talks at 3. Welcome to the Joy Advantage series, where we embrace lightness as a success strategy, where we look at gratitude and laughter as complementary to that lightness. And in this episode, we'll call it the episode of delight. In fact, if I went ahead further, I would say the discipline of delight. Stay with me. The question we are seeking to answer today is, what simple joys revive your energy? Because this then builds into the discipline of delight. So I'm going to ask that question again. What simple joys revive your energy? Oh, so much is coming to my mind right now. If it's not music, it's color. If it's not color, it's comedy. If it's not comedy, it's children playing, just watching their simple curiosity, or should I say their pure curiosity. There's so much joy that even if you were feeling down and under and sad, when you experience these things like comedy and music and children's laughter, it revives your energy. Am I speaking to you? Have you figured out what simple joys revive your energy? In fact, I'll go ahead and ask you then, do you actively seek it? Because in actively seeking it, you're being intentional about looking for this joy in your life. So I've got two things for you. One of them is, and this will help you because it has helped me. One of them is joy as a daily practice, and the other one is finding joy in ordinary moments. So joy as a daily practice. Wow. When you think about joy every day, there are certain thoughts that must come to your mind. It means you've already identified what joy is in your life, what it looks like. Why am I really pulling this out and dragging it out? As a transformational coach, I get a different set of clients from different backgrounds of needs right across the table from me. And at times, I get clients who come to me and say, Lucy, I just want to be joyful. And you can feel the need. We call it the expression of goal. We can feel it because they really just want to feel joyful. Of course, immediately when they say that to me, I start to think of what questions to ask. What does joy look like for you? Because the minute that you identify and you define it, it's already half the battle. It gives you an allowance to know in which area you need or which compartment you need to be in to just have that joy that revives your energy. So back to those clients, they are so fixated on wanting to find joy, which is a good thing. Because as human beings, we are naturally pessimists. And maybe some of you do not agree with me right now. But I'll say that again. We are naturally pessimists. We are naturally devil's advocate. We do not feel like we deserve to be happy. Think about any movie that you watch. There's always a twist. When it's going to be happily ever after, something happens before the happily ever after, and it's skewed at the end. This is because of the kind of people we are, the kind of people we are. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. We are skewed into being devil advocate, and we are also skewed in being pessimists. So why do these small moments of joy matter? Because they're the ones that are going to give us that daily practice. And I've always said, a habit is formed in 21 days. So we're back to the joy and reviving. So what is it? What small moments is it that you can build up every day? Is it the proverbial smelling the roses? Is it the proverbial smelling the coffee? Do you understand what it means to just taste life? Because when you taste life, that is where the joy is coming from. That is where the intentionality is coming from. My background is hospitality. And in my first years of hospitality, I worked in the Masai Mara. I have never seen better sunsets than what I saw in the Mara, coming up on those plains. These are images that have remained with me. That anytime I see a sunset anywhere else in the world, that is where my memory of joy goes back to. And therefore, I'm able to experience and enjoy that moment because this is nature. The sunset also is beautiful. It's those little things. It's not like you've planned it. So you could be somewhere and suddenly it is morning hours or it's evening hours and nature is doing its thing. Take a moment, pause, appreciate, because you and I both know a sunrise and a sunset does not last forever. It's a glimpse of nature and its beauty. So those particular small moments, oh, I could go on, but I need to move on to finding delight in ordinary moments. And yes, this is going to be a tell-all of my age. I love listening to music. And if I am driving or I'm at home, maybe cooking, not coaching anybody at that point, I turn on the music. And lo and behold, if it is 1 o'clock, I'm tuning into lunchtime music. And I'm not being paid to advertise this, but KBC gives me the best lunchtime music. And at 5 o'clock in the evening, I find myself again around music. It will be sundowner if I'm not training, if I'm not coaching, if I'm not mentoring. These are the ordinary moments. So it is wired into my brain that every time in the day, there's a little window where I can allow joy because this revives me. And today I'm here to say to you that discipline of delight is created by you from an intentional moment. So our question today was, what simple joys revive your energy? Think about that discipline of delight. Think about daily habits. And think about how you can find joy in ordinary moments. In fact, why don't you create a joy jar? Just create one. Have a joy jar. And every time you experience joy, drop it into the jar. Write it out and drop it into the jar. This way, you will keep a tally of what joy looks like for you. And if there's anybody else that you want to help, you could also help them. Tell them, why don't you pick up a little card from that jar and see what joy looks like for me and just figure out how that lands for you. Yeah, I'm going into coach mode right now. So share one simple joy for yourself every day and see what that does for you. Until episode 2, let us help build one another. Be kind to yourself.